to the news. I am Seyoko Kwakuchre. As Ghana marks National Chocolate Day today, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, in collaboration with the cocoa processing company, has mounted stands at the premises of GBC to display the various cocoa products and to give staff a treat. The National Chocolate Day celebration was instituted in 2005 to coincide with Valentine's Day, which falls on every 14th February, to boost the domestic consumption of Ghanaian chocolate and other cocoa-based products.
We are hoping that small things like this will lead to big business so that we'll get more advertising from CPC. They will do more business with us. We have to market Ghana chocolate. We have to market Ghana cocoa products. It's not just about the chocolate, it's not just about the cocoa. They do a lot of wonderful things from their processing plants in Tema. They do products that can be used for cooking. They do products that can be used for cosmetics. We are ready to tell the world what they do so that their business will grow. In fact, that is why we are here. So on that note, I will want to welcome everybody here and to just tell everybody today, eat Ghana chocolate, eat Ghana cocoa, and eat CPC product.
If you go to Kunan Islands in South America, there's nothing like a CVD. There's nothing like diabetes, there's nothing like hypertension, there's nothing like anything because of the natural cocoa that they take.
In the meantime, there's COVID vaccination going on at the clinic. And so if you are yet to take one, make sure you get a bite of Holy Tree chocolate. There's 5 people to come for the
Fix the Country convener, Mr. Oliver Barker Womavo, has been charged with treason felony after he made comments on social media that are considered a coup threat. The Ashaiman District Court on Monday, February 14, 2022, remanded Mr. Barker Womavo into police custody. Mr. Barker Womavo was arrested on Friday, February 11, when he returned to the country from the UK. According to a police statement, his arrest was necessitated following a comment he made on social media platforms to the effect that he would stage a coup if the electronic transfer levy or e-levy was passed into law. On Monday, February 14, the lawyer for the suspect, Mr. Akotampao, prayed the court to grant him bail, but the prosecutor, ASP Sylvester Asari, opposed the plea and asked that he be remanded due to the nature of the case. He is to reappear in court on February 28, 2022. Meanwhile, on GTV Breakfast, panelists were of the view that the comments made were irresponsible and smack of a lack of political tolerance. They agreed that the political space is a marketplace of ideas where we agree to disagree.
And I would condemn that statement. In the first place, it's very irresponsible and reprehensible, and it's marks of a lack of tolerance. Because this e-levy thing, I know in the political space is a marketplace of ideas. So if somebody makes a statement, you agree, disagree, it is up to you to put up superior arguments to counter what he has said. But if you think that the passage of the e-levy is justifiable grounds for you to threaten the whole country with a coup, I think that one, to me, we must all condemn it.
Granted that that statement came from him, in my candid view, it's unfortunate. Granted that if indeed that write-up, that statement, that pronouncement came from my good friend Oliver, who is the founder of the convener of Face the Country. And we all know the impact the country has done to the country called Ghana. The impact in terms of making leaders set up. Now today, if you mention the country globally, everybody knows that they are championing the cause of national development. They want democracy to work, corruption to go down, people to get jobs. They want the system to improve. And that is what the country came to be known for.
In a related development, in a survey from 2020 to 2021, the Media Foundation for West Africa found over 1,000 ethical violations on the media landscape. The foundation attributed this to fallen standards or lack of regard for ethics of the profession. In the same conversation on GTV Breakfast, a security analyst, Dr. Ni Norteado, admitted that freedom of speech and of the press goes with responsibility or requires caution. He advised the police to have arrest warrants in carrying out their assignments.
Some of them were prejudice, stereotype, inaccurate and false information. We also recorded incidents of insults and other infractions. So we are quite concerned. We also did the monitoring of electoral campaign language, and some of the journalists who have had themselves in trouble were copiously cited in that exercise. So to that extent, we will say that we are quite concerned, and we think that what is happening is unfortunate. Having said that, we are disturbed by the low standards and the recklessness on the part of some journalists. We want to also state our displeasure at the manner the police are getting involved in tackling these infractions.
People must be given the chance, if they feel that their reputation, has been abused or they've been defamed, to take up that responsibility. So give that option and allow the structures to work. The media commissions, the complaints can be made. Certain false statements can be made, offensive conduct. Those can also be retracted. Rejoinders can be published. The media commission can call people to book. They are supposed to register some of these institutions. They're supposed to monitor their activities. They are supposed to also ensure freedom of speech and independence of the media. All these spaces are there.
The majority leader and member of parliament for Tamale South, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, has commiserated with the family of the young boy who died from a stray bullet on Sunday in Tamale. The legislator assured of justice for their deceased relative.
A young GHS graduate died from a stray bullet following a clash between some residents of Lamashegu and security personnel in a Tamale metropolis. 8 others sustained injuries, including a student of Aimakes Islamic Senior High School, whose face has been disfigured. The incident followed the alleged shooting of a 24-year-old man at the Lamashegu Chief's Palace. Eyewitnesses said the young men, who were driving an unregistered white Toyota Camry, failed to stop when ordered by the police to do so, but sped away to the palace. The police were alleged to have pursued the young men into the palace and shot into the car, hitting the 24-year-old man in the thigh. The incident angered the youth of Lamashegu, who took to the streets to burn lorry tires and block roads. Security personnel, including the military, responded by deploying on the streets of the community. This is the third time in less than 2 years that the police have clashed with residents of Tamale. The development has left most residents shocked and angry. The Gukpegu Saha Na Abdulatif and the minority leader, who is also MP for Tamale South, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, have visited the bereaved families.
This is the third time that this is happening in Tamale. We saw it happen in Chami. We saw it happen over confusion, over electricity. And if civil police relations breaks down, we may not be able to control and maintain law and order.
When you are being chased, it is only the chief palace that you run to for refuge. So the guy was running to the palace for refuge. So they should have taken their time, follow him to the palace. The chief will listen, and if it is that, we release the vehicle to the police for the necessary action to be taken. They take it.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service assured residents of full-scale investigation into the matter.
Meanwhile, the police service has interdicted 6 officers involved in yesterday's shooting incident at Lamashegu in the northern region, according to a statement signed by the Director General of Public Affairs at the police headquarters, DCOP Kwesifori. The police administration has dispatched a team of investigators to the area to investigate the disturbances. The 6 include General Corporal Samson Kweku Dafoe, General Corporal Prosper Momisimu, and General Constable Harrison Chum Danso. The rest are General Constable Matthew Sa, General Constable Nuhu Muntari, and Constable Doris Sewabunso. The statement tasked the Northern Regional Police Commander to liaise with the affected families and offer them the necessary support in line with police regulations. It also appealed to the people of Lamashegu and the entire Tamale metropolis to remain calm as investigations continue into the unfortunate occurrence. The police have assured the public that anybody found culpable will be dealt with according to the law. The Lamashegu Zalim Abdullahi has called for an end to police brutalities in Lamashegu in particular and Dagban in general. The chief, who was visibly angry, warned that recent attacks on residents could erode the gains made in bringing lasting peace to Dagban, and therefore the police must rise up and put the house in order. The Lamashegu expressed these sentiments when the Northern Regional Security Council called on him at his palace today. The visit was, among other things, to commiserate with the chiefs and people of the area for yesterday's clash between residents and the police. The clash left 1 person dead and at least 8 others injured. The Lamashegu called for justice for the victims of yesterday's shooting incident. We have on the line our Northern Regional Correspondent Mutala Issa to give us an update. Hello, good afternoon, Mutala. Thank you so much for joining us on News Hour.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Mutala, what is the security situation in Lamashegu currently?
So there is calm across Lamashegu, apart from the marks of burnt tires on the highway. You wouldn't even notice that there was trouble within Lamashegu. So calm has returned. Chiefs, the Regional Peace Council, and other opinion leaders, the minority leaders, have all been speaking with the youth to remain very calm as the police conduct their investigations into yesterday's incident.
So during the meeting with the Security Council, what issues did the chief raise?
So he was concerned about the recent clashes between police and residents. He mentioned the Changle incident that happened somewhere last year. There was also an incident at Banfim and then Lamashegu in the latter part of 2021. In both cases, police officers were indicted. As we speak, the public is unaware of what happened with those cases. With yesterday's incident, we can count about 3 incidents within a space of less than 24 months. And this, the Lamashena thinks that it's become one too many incidents involving police personnel and residents. He believes that the police are of they are using high-handedness when dealing with residents of Tamale, and this they need to ensure that such incidents do not happen in the past. It says, following the performance of the funeral of the late Yana and the achievement of a new king for Dagbon, there's been peace over the last few years, and these incidents, if not properly dealt with, could erode the gains that have been made in recent times in bringing peace to Dagbon.
And so what assurances did he get from the Security Council? Did he get any at all?
But the Security Council was led by the mayor of Tamale, Salifu Sule, who indicated that there's an ongoing full-scale investigation into the development, and that nobody will be shielded by the Regional Security Council or the Regional Police Command, and that whoever is culpable will be dealt with in accordance with the law. He also used the opportunity to appeal to the youth to remain calm and to urge our residents to abide by the rules and regulations that govern the metropolis and the country at large. Let me also indicate that the North Regional Peace Council, led by its chairman, the Metropolitan Archbishop, Right Reverend Philip Name, together with Father Tadeos, that's the Executive Secretary, and one of their staff, Nuhu, were all there this morning to assess the situation and to also put together their report and help in bringing peace to the area.
So, Mutala, before you go, let me ask you, have you visited the bereaved family yet? And if yes, what have they been saying?
I spoke with one of the relatives of the deceased young man. The family is devastated. I'm told the mother is unable to speak. The father is in a similar devastated situation. So it's this relative of the family who is speaking with the media. And they said they are waiting for the team that has been dispatched from Accra to come, and then they will hear whatever they have to tell the family. But as it stands now, they are seriously devastated, and they want to seek justice, that their son should not die in vain. This is a young man who has just completed, wrote his BEC and was awaiting results to enter senior high school, but life has been snuffed out of him.
All right, thank you very much, Mutala. Mutala is our Northern Regional Correspondent, and he gave us an update on the issue from Lamashegu in the Northern Region. Ghana's fish stocks have been depleted over the years, and this President Akufo-Addo points to illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing activities as having contributed significantly to the decline in Ghana. This development has spiked Ghana's fish import bill to the tune of $200 million annually. President Akufo-Addo said this as the One Ocean Summit held in Brest, France.
The world's oceans provide food and sustenance, mineral resources, energy, employment and livelihoods, transport and recreation. Acting as the lungs of the planet, oceans are responsible for 50% of the oxygen produced on the planet, absorb 25% of carbon dioxide emissions resulting from human activity. However, this God-given asset faces an existential threat, largely from pollution and overexploitation. Speaking at the One Ocean Summit on Friday in Brest, France, President Akufo-Addo said the world has to take decisive actions now to protect the ocean's capacity to regenerate and to continue to deliver economic, environmental and social value for human development.
Countries like ours, we spend for us a lot of money, $2 million a year.
Dépense beaucoup d'argent, plus de 200 millions de dollars pour importer du poisson. Pourquoi? Parce que nos stocks allient.
President Akufo-Addo said to curb the menace of illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing activities, National Plan of Action is being implemented. Components of this plan include fish catch certification, reactivation and installation of vessel monitoring systems, automatic identification systems on vessels, port and beach inspections, and sea patrols.
I share these sentiments with the French president. We've come here not only just to undertake
du président français. Nous sommes venus ici non seulement pour prendre des engagements concrets, c'est très important, c'est ce que font les gouvernements et les nations, mais
towards addressing the vexed issue of marine litter and plastic pollution, it will be recalled that Ecuador, Germany, Vietnam and Ghana would support the United Nations Environment Programme in 2020 successfully convened a ministerial conference on plastic pollution and marine litter in Geneva, Switzerland.
Pour lutter contre la pollution plastique. Là encore, notre ambition, le but est d'obtenir une convention internationale qui sera soutenue par le Ghana, qui croit fermement à son utilité.
President Kwadadas urged world leaders to commit to a greater course of action to support the attainment of SDG 14, which demands that we conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Edward Inyakun, reporting for GBC News.
You're still watching News Live on GBC News and GTV. GBC News Current Affairs program Talking Points on Sunday discussed the National Pensions Act. The Pensions Act establishes a new contributory three-tier pension scheme which is expected to serve as an important source in meeting the financial needs of workers after their retirement.
Live from the studios of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in Accra. We come to you live this and every Sunday. We engage you in issues of national concern for informed decision making. We are also streaming live on GBC Ghana online, on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, and on radio at Unique.
The government has set in motion processes towards a possible review of the policy on deregulation of oil marketing in the country. Already a committee constituted by the National Petroleum Authority last year to review the policy has completed its work, submitted its report to the Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, and is on the second stage of the review process. The NPA boss, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, made this known in the Ashanti region while interacting with the media as part of his working visit to the region.
The Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, accompanied by some technocrats, was in the Ashanti region on an official tour of some organizations which work under the regulation of the authority. He visited the car seat depot of the bulk oil storage and transportation, where he first met with the management and was briefed about the operations and challenges of the entity. He was conducted around the 87 million litre storage facility by the general manager in charge of terminal and transmission of the bulk oil storage and transportation, Mr. Josiah Kwaminato. He visited the discharging bay, loading gallantry and the dipping platform. He was told that 3 previously dormant fuel storage tanks have recently been reactivated. The depot receives fuel from Tema to serve oil marketing companies in the Ashanti region and its environs. The NPA boss also visited some tanker yards to acquaint himself with current situations there. One policy being implemented by the authority is a deregulation of the downstream sector, by which the government no longer provides subsidies for fuel consumption, but rather allows for private participation in the importation, distribution, and marketing of petroleum products. So far, the number of private fuel importing companies has increased from the 3 in 2005 to 43 currently, while about 200 individuals and companies engaged in oil marketing across the country determine prices of petroleum products at the pump. Responding to a question about government's views concerning the incessant increases in fuel prices at the pump since the deregulation policy implementation began, the NPA boss said he had received the report of a committee constituted to review the policy.
I inaugurated the committee and got it to start its work. Right now, the committee has completed its work and presented its report to me, which I am going to study in the next week or two and pass on to the Minister for Energy, who is the person responsible for directing all policy matters in the energy sector.
Dr. Mustafa Hamid disclosed that the MPA planned to upskill across the country this year implementation of the cylinder recirculation policy after its pilot in 6 administrative districts last year helped to bring out some crucial issues for solution.
Have more news ahead, please don't go away.
Fellow Ghanaians, on the occasion of the celebration of National Chocolate Week, I say a big echo on behalf of government and the Ghanaian people to our hardworking cocoa farmers, and an equally big echo to the board of directors, management and staff of Cocoa Board. The health benefits of cocoa are enormous and well known. It helps reduce blood pressure, lowers the risk of heart attack and stroke, and improves brain function. Ghana produces the best cocoa with a strong nutritional value, and it's time that our consumption increases in our own backyard. Currently, per capita consumption of cocoa in Ghana stands at 0.5 kilograms. This should increase to 1 kilogram per Ghanaian in the short to medium term. This should begin with inculcating the habit of consuming cocoa in our children. This will not only develop a taste for cocoa products, but will also help them stay healthy to contribute their quota towards the growth and transformation of Ghana. I am and will continue to be a passionate consumer of chocolate and cocoa-related products. So, my fellow Ghanaians, I urge all of you to consume Ghana-made chocolate and cocoa-related products for our own well-being and indeed for the development of Mother Ghana. I thank all stakeholders for their contribution to the sustenance of the cocoa industry, and reiterate my government's commitment to ensuring that the industry receives the needed attention, obtains its fair share of the national cake, and acquires an equitable stake in the global value chain. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Nancy says I love you more than chocolate. Auntie chocolate. Ghana chocolate. Nancy says I love you more than chocolate.
My love for chocolates became stronger when I was a child. I was made to recite a cocoa poem, cocoa beans on the porridge, something, and I'm made into chocolate, pebbles, taste me. I try to recollect that, but it's not really coming. I never had the benefit of visiting a cocoa farm. So recently my mom also traveled to Kasape and he said, if you are cocoa, and so she bought me a whole sack of cocoa. I have to give some to friends, in its raw state, and for people to see how cocoa is, I have to introduce it to my children. Because I know that yes, mom loves chocolate. I became a little addicted to the Royale. Initially I didn't like it because it was quite bitter. But when I was introduced to the mixture of the Royale and the all-time, I thought it was a very good mixture for me, a combination. So I gradually became addicted to it. Every evening I want to consume that mixture, because it relaxes me after a day's work. For me, it is cocoa and nothing else. That is my flavor. So as we celebrate Chocolate Week, I would encourage everyone to eat chocolate, stay healthy, and also grow Ghana.
Nancy says I love you more than chocolate. Auntie chocolate.
Let's talk business. My name is Sani Abdurrahman. Well, Ghana receives less than 5% revenue from the $100 billion global chocolate industry, despite being the world's second biggest producer of the commodity. Now, the worrying trend has been attributed to the country's large export of raw beans instead of value-added byproducts. The country's low processing capacity, coupled with weak domestic consumption of cocoa products, have also undermined Ghana's revenue generation from the industry. But there is a wave of new local entrepreneurs, including artisanal chocolate makers, entering the chocolate market, helping to maximize the country's share from the multi-billion-dollar industry. The Ghana Chocolate Hub is helping in this regard and playing an important role in the value chain, helping to connect local chocolatiers and consumers on its platform. Frederick Inshra Kwatin is the founder and community manager of Chocolate Hub Ghana and joins us for a conversation as the country marks the 2022 Chocolate Day. Thank you so much, Fred, for your time this afternoon. First of all, what's the state of the local chocolate industry?
Thank you very much for bringing me on board. I would like to say hi to our listeners. So currently what is happening is that since the 60s, when the cocoa processing company was established by the government of Ghana, there's been a gap until recently when other companies like Niche Cocoa and Fair Afrique joined in. And frankly, we've had the privilege of having a lot of our young people coming in as artisanal chocolatiers, and these people form about 50% of the whole production space, and we are so grateful to God for that.
Fred, what are the key challenges stifling the growth of the artisanal chocolate makers as we are seeking to promote domestic consumption and value addition of the commodity?
I think basically for the artisanal chocolate makers, the main challenge is the issue of funding, and also access to the raw material, which is the cocoa beans. But then Cocoa Board has been coming on board more often than not. And thankfully, they are making it very accessible. And we hope that in future, the beans will be made more available to our local chocolate makers. And we're also hoping that at least maybe more funding agencies will come on board to help these chocolatiers to expand their production and also to make it more accessible to the population of Ghana, and probably take advantage of the African free trade, continental free trade area, so that they can make more revenue for themselves and also the government of Ghana.
No, Fred, the chocolate industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. If you say lack of access to funding is a challenge to players in this value chain, it's a bit of a problem for some of us to understand, knowing the enormous economic benefits in this industry.
Yes, you are right on point. But financial institutions in Ghana always sit on the wall for, let me say, startups to grow until they come in. These startups do not have enough collateral, so that is basically the problem. But then I believe that if some of these banks will decide to bite the bullet and come on board to come and assist, especially the cocoa value addition and artisan, association, I believe that it will go a long way to make sure that they fly for us to create more jobs to our people and also create more opportunities for our farmers in the rural areas.
Fred, marketing has been a major challenge, not to artisanal chocolate makers alone, but to almost all startups. But we know your outfit, the Chocolate Hub Ghana, is helping to promote the local industry. Share a bit of what you do at your end and how it is helping to promote this local drive.
Okay, so we are basically a business-to-business organization We have a directory which gives access to businesses and individuals who are interested in purchasing chocolate to have access to the manufacturers. And for the manufacturers that we work with, whenever we have these customers get in touch with us, or these businesses get in touch with us, we link them up to them. So more or less, we provide business linkages for these chocolate companies for them to make more sales for their companies.
Fred, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Fred Shakotin is the community manager of Chocolate Hub Ghana, and as we mark the 2020 Chocolate Day, has been helping us to appreciate some of the events on the local markets. Now, in some of the day's other stories, holders of Ghana's national identity card will no longer require a passport when traveling to Ghana, as the International Civil Aviation Organization approves the Ghana card as a valid electronic passport. The endorsement was given last Wednesday, paving the way for the card to be used as official documentation at all 197 ICAO-compliant countries and 44,000 airports worldwide. The Ghana Airports Company has since notified airlines to accept the card as an international traveling identity document for all Ghanaian holders traveling to Ghana. But of what benefit is the ePassport to the traveling public and the state itself? Joining us for this conversation is the Managing Editor of Aviation Ghana, Dominic Ando. Dominic, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Please help us to appreciate all about this ePassport Ghana card conversion.
Hi, good afternoon. Happy to be here. So basically, ICAO is the UN arm that handles civil aviation. And they have this system where if you want other countries to see the data you also have for the purposes of travel, you integrate yours into it as well. The number of countries is there, almost 170, 197. Then I decided that I also want to see my system so that my people can travel with my card. So then we integrate the National Identification Authority data into that PKDF system. Once integrated into it, all countries on that platform have access to it. That's ICAO's rule. But it's not ICAO's duty to say that I've certified it as an e-passport. Once ICAO finishes the integration, it becomes the duty of our government to liaise with other embassies and entities and countries to accept the card. For the first level of integration that we've done, government is not saying that IATA allow anybody who has a Ghana card come into Ghana to come in. We have not reached the stage where you can travel with a Ghana card from Ghana to other countries. That will be a second layer of integration where it is possible to issue visas on the card. Once we're able to integrate that or do the second layer where embassies and consulate, etc. in Ghana can issue visas on the card, where if you take the card, you get to UK or US, they scan it and they realize that, oh, these are your information and this is the visa you took before coming. Until we do that, we cannot travel out of Ghana with it. But as it stands now, Ghana, the country, has notified IATA, which is the International Airlines Association, that they should allow airlines who are Ghana passengers coming to Ghana to board, coming to the country.
Dominic,
the first place what we've done.
Okay, we know threats of identity fraud are a major global issue. Will the Ghana card in any way reduce these threats since it has some sort of enhanced security features?
Yes, I mean, what we're saying is that the Ghana card has all the details about it. And for the first layer that was announced by the Vice President that has been written to IATA to allow Ghanaians coming to the country. You may be a Ghanaian, the UK, US, Germany. Your visa had expired. Or you may be renewing your passport, it's not ready. But when you came to Ghana, you didn't acquire a Ghana card. They are saying that you should be allowed to come into the country. That's what we're saying. Then later in future, if the second layer is done, and it's possible to issue a visa on the card, then they can travel out of Ghana. So for now, we can only accept that passengers coming into the country. We haven't reached the stage where we can travel out of the country with it yet. Fortunately, at the Costa International Airport, they've installed machine readers to read the Ghana card, and the immigration have been trained, and they are still undergoing training. They'll finish the training by the end of this month, 28 February, and then from 1st March, we'll roll it up.
Dominic, how will the ePassport improve travel experience? Because that's what matters to travelers.
In fact, if you travel abroad, in most of the European destinations, those who have the EU card, when they get to the airport, they don't queue as long as some of us. Then the e-gate, there's nobody standing there. E-gate, you get there, you put your card on it, it scans you out. You are through border control because your system and your data is already captured. Those of us with hard copy passport, if you realize that you have to queue very long winding to be assessed by an immigration officer, the passport is taken and stamped on before you are able to access the country or exit the airport into the town. But with the e-card and e-gate card, you just put it on it. If you are not eligible to go, it won't. And I will flag you and then the script mark and then please stand aside. Let's look at your details again. So in terms of traffic or flow of foot traffic in airport, we'll make it much easier. And if you have just the card, it's simple. You can fit it to your wallet. You can travel everywhere with it. Then we don't know well of Ghana, because at every country, Togo, Ivory Coast, and the rest, they all have this card. We have a variance who travel with cards in West Africa. Togo is the house now.
Okay.
So indeed, Ghana doing this is also to catch up with the fact that some of our neighboring countries are already practicing or using that card to travel.
Dominic, that's all time will allow us this afternoon. Dominic Ando is the managing editor of Vision Ghana and has been helping us to appreciate some of the issues surrounding the conversion of the Ghana card into ePassport for those who travel. Now, fuel prices are set to increase 30 pesos in the next pricing window. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana has projected. The Chamber expects that from 16th February 2022, the export price shall be hovering around 7 cedis, 95 pesos, almost 80 pesos. Currently, prices on the market are at an average of 6 cedis, 4 pesos per litre. The price of fuel has increased by about 1 Ghana cedi since the start of the year, and already another increase in fuel price is likely to result in transport price hikes that translate into a further surge in price of goods and services. That also culminates into an increase in inflation, which is currently hovering at 13.9%, and a possible hike in the policy rate currently at 14.5%. There are calls for a possible government intervention by way of tax removals to minimize the effects of the hike on consumers. That's all we have for you in business. The news continues.
My love for chocolates became stronger when I was a child. I was made to recite a cocoa poem, cocoa beans on the porridge, something, and I am made into chocolate, pebbles, taste me. I try to recollect that, but it's not really coming. I never had the benefit of visiting a cocoa farm. So recently my mom also traveled to Kasapi and he said, if you are cocoa, and so she bought me a whole sack of cocoa. I have to give some to friends, you know, in its raw state, and for people to see how cocoa is, I have to introduce it to my children. Because they know that, yes, mom loves chocolate. I became a little addicted to the Royale. Initially I didn't like it because it was quite bitter. But when I was introduced to the mixture of the Royale and the all-time, I thought it was a very good mixture for me, or combination. So I gradually became addicted to it. Every evening I want to consume that mixture, you know, because it relaxes me after a hard day's work. For me, it is cocoa and nothing else. That is my flavor. So as we celebrate Chocolate Week, I would encourage everyone to eat chocolate, stay healthy, and also grow Ghana.
Now Jesus, I love you. chocolate, Ghana chocolate, not